Hello and welcome back. So today I am here to do a review of My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This book is incredible. Let me just read you the inside. Actually no, I'll just read you the quote on the back. It says, "When blood is thicker and more difficult to get out of the carpet than water." What? When I read that on Amazon I was like, I have to pick this up. I don't normally read crime or like murder stories, but this was amazing. It's quite short. I read it in 5-6 hours. It's only 230 pages, but for me that is amazing that I read it so quickly. So this story is set in Lagos in Nigeria, and it follows Korede and Ayoola. And Korede is the sister of Ayoola, and Ayoola has, it's not a spoiler so don't worry, Ayoola has killed 3 of her previous boyfriends, stabbed them basically in the back, literally, with her father's ceremonial knife. She claims that all of these killings have happened in self-defense, but have they? And why has she been killing them? So, yeah, and also her sister Korede basically knows that her sister Ayoola is a killer, but she helps her cover it up, because I suppose really, basically the whole premise of this book is that it's not so much about the murders and the way that Korede helps her cover it up and cleans up all the crime scenes and gets rid of the bodies. It's not about that, essentially. What it's about, really, is the bond between the sisters Korede and Ayoola, and learning about the family and the things that have happened in the family that may have created Ayoola in such a way. Basically, this is where it might get a bit spoilery, so if that's all you want to know and you want to go ahead and pick this up, I would suggest you do, because it's brilliant. So there's your warning. Okay. Spoilery section. So, it's also about, as well as Korede and Ayoola, it's also about the rest of the family and their father. We get snippets of the history of how they grew up. And their father was abusive and just a horrible man. He almost killed Ayoola twice as they were growing up. And reading, like, when I started this, I thought, oh, Ayoola kills people, like, I'm going to really hate her, she's going to be a horrible character. Which she kind of is, because she's killed these people, but when you read about how they were brought up and with their father abusing them, you kind of feel sympathy. I mean, if it was a real person and you didn't know them, you probably wouldn't feel as sympathetic. But reading it and getting to know these characters and getting to know how they were brought up really helps you to kind of sympathise with Ayoola, and kind of understand why Korede wants to protect her. And it's brilliant. So yeah, so the whole, sorry about that, something weird was happening on the screen. So yeah, so that's where we pick up this book. Basically Korede gets a call in the middle of dinner, and Ayoola says, I've killed him, like, he's dead, please help me. So she goes to Ayoola's apartment. No, she goes to Femi's apartment, which is the guy that Ayoola has murdered, and they remove the body and they bleach the whole place and they make sure there is no trace whatsoever, and it can't be traced back to Ayoola and Korede. So that's where the story starts, and then basically we also get an insight into Korede's life. She works at a hospital in Nigeria, and this hospital seems to kind of not really be very busy most of the time. Like, most of the time there's like no one there, and because of this, Korede starts talking to a guy that is in a coma, called Muta, who she thinks is going to die. So she's like, well, I can speak to him, I can tell him everything that's happened, because there's very, very little chance that he's going to wake up, or that if he does wake up, that he won't know what she's been saying, because there's strong evidence that says that people in comas can't hear and can't remember. But yeah, so in between everything that's happening, we see Coredi at work, and she's pouring all her feelings out to this guy who's in a coma about her sister, about the people she's killed, about why she's killed them, about her father being abusive, and all this stuff. And yeah, so like I said, Coredi works at a hospital, and she really fancies this doctor called Tade. I think it's Tade or Tad. I don't know how to pronounce it. But she really, really fancies him. He's really hot. And Ayula visits her at work one day after kind of keeping away for a very long time. She visits Coredi at work one day and sees Tade and instantly falls in love. So Coredi instantly, she's het up because A, Ayula has taken a shine to the guy that she fancies, and B, Ayula has killed her 3 previous boyfriends. So, you know, bit of a weird situation to be in right there. Yeah, so Coredi does everything she can to keep Ayula away from Tade and to keep Tade away from Ayula, but it doesn't really work. And yeah, I just thought this book was brilliant. Halfway through, not halfway through, like a third of the way through, there is a revelation. Well, I say revelation, we know that it's happened, but there's something that is said to someone who maybe we think hasn't kind of grasped what has happened up until this point. Anyway, there's like a revelation from that person, and from that moment on, it's kind of like a will they, won't they confess, like what's going to happen, is Ayula going to get found out, and then if she is, obviously Coredi will go down with her because she helped her, and all this stuff. But the whole way through, from that point, it's just kind of flat, and nothing really happens. Like, there's things that happen, like a bit of evidence gets uncovered, but most of this is just like washed away and just like thrown into the wasteland or whatever. And so you're kind of like thinking, like, what's going to happen? Is it going to be a dramatic end? Are they going to get arrested? Is Coredi going to admit to everything? Is Ayula going to admit to everything? Is Ayula going to kill someone else? And it doesn't happen. And for me, the ending was just kind of too perfect and wrapped up. Like, everything just kind of came together so nicely, and it was just left so nice and open. And I was like, what? I was like, come on, like, I thought she was going to kill someone or something. That would have been amazing. So yeah, because of that, I gave this book 4 stars instead of 5. If the ending had been better, I would have given it 5, because I think it is a brilliant book. But yeah, so that is my review of My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Like I said, I gave it 4 out of 5, highly recommend it, and thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, if you want, you can follow me on Goodreads, just look for Lee Johnson, and you can follow my bookstagram on Instagram, just look for bookishtrances, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you for watching, goodbye.